Excuse me, before we stop, what's the time?
5 to 7.
5 to 7, thank you.
And so you screen
turn
it
your
out.
light down.
Thanks.
Can I choose something that's not on the list?
Sure.
No, I'm just
I'm like, it's all impromptu at this point.
how about we are our stories, writing memories.
Can you say that again?
We are writing.
We are
our stories,
writing
memories.
writing our memoir.
Oh, memoirs. I'm sorry. That's true.
It was right after Christmas, and I received the Park City Compass magazine in my mailbox. And before recycling it, I flipped through it because, as many of you may know, through past speeches, I'm a joiner. I tend to see something that I'm interested in, be it Toastmasters or being a lector at the St. Mary's Catholic Church. I recently joined the Summit Community Gardens. I am filling my plate. And the Compass has amazing classes for the community. I don't know if you read it yourself, but they have everything from cooking to French. And the one that jumped out at me was a 5-week class, and it is called We Are Our Stories, Writing Our Memoir. And I'm a journaler, so I like to journal. I try to create a little time for a journal. But I find that my journal is a little bit about me. I'm a little narcissist. I'm like, I can't believe that my kids were so whiny when they have such a great life. And I'm writing this. I'm thinking, is this really what I want my kids to be reading? But this is what I'm feeling. So this is what's going down in my journal. So I was really attracted to this class, and I went to the high school. It was from 6 to 7:30. And the funny thing about when I joined something is I have 2 small kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, and an amazing husband who has a law firm here in town. He's very busy also, but mainly with his job. And so the way that I have to tiptoe around my new commitments is always a little bit interesting. And I just kind of wait for the right moment to say, like, oh, hey babe, what time are you going to be home from work? Is there any way we can meet at 6 o'clock because I'm going to the high school for this class that I just signed up with? And his eyes are getting wide. And so it goes on, and he rolls his eyes, and, fortunately he lets me do what I want, which is fantastic. So I show up at this class, and it's taught by an ex-high school teacher who's fantastic. And she is a writer, like Stacy, and she goes ahead and she teaches us every week. For the next 5 weeks, we are learning to write our stories down. And there's different ways we can do that. We can use our voice. We can change the perspective from someone else in the story. And the main thing that she's having us do is she's having us write. So she says, what I want you to do as your homework is find 30 minutes every day of quiet time and write. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, 30 minutes? Like, where am I going to find 30 minutes? What gives? I work full time, and the small kids and the husband. And so I just moved my alarm clock up 30 minutes. I'm just going to do it and see what that feels like. So my alarm goes off at 5:17 in the morning now. And what is so cool is I've started writing these stories, and they are so fun to write. It is so much fun to take what's happening in my family right now, which is a lot. And my kids are really funny, and we live in such a beautiful place, and it has just been so fun. So I will write down something that happened over the weekend, and I'll write it once. And the first morning, because I only just do it for like a half hour because I can't spend too much time on it. So I write it down, and then maybe a day or 2 later, I go back and I revise that. And as an exercise, I can take that voice in that story and flip it around. I tell it from my son's perspective. And what does that story look like and feel like? And my thought here is that I'm really working towards sharing this with my family. So my big goal here would be to, I don't know if it's going to be a blog or if it's just going to be like a photo book, but how cool is it going to be when I write this story of the weekend, of going to Solitude with Brewster, who's my son, who's ripping it, and then my daughter's in daycare, and then she comes out and she's on the beginner lift, and I'm having these amazing moments of motherhood and of just being present and feeling it. And so I write this down, and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then I'm going to put some photos by it, and then I'm going to just have that, whether it will be a year of stories or it might just be something bigger. But as my teacher said, you don't have to have an end goal in the beginning. Just start writing and see what happens. And so I do believe that we are our stories, and there is a memoir in all of us, whether it's published or not, it exists. So I challenge all of you to find 30 minutes and write down a story and see how it feels. Thank you very much.